Beyond that, are there any other questions or concerns about the proposed budget that we should talk about and investigate further?
Yes.
That works. I'll tell you what, I'll just scoot up here and then I'll left.
I don't feel a bit comfortable with that. That car, 150,000 miles, the car's wore out, not, and putting a transmission in that and putting it out here for police work is a dangerous idea. Because yourself, and I do too, I've been here long enough to realize that if they pursue, they're going to pursue. And when a policeman sees you violating, they're going to pursue with a blue light stopping or a speed to try to overtake you some way, and I just think it would be hazardous to put that in a police category in any form. I recommend we leave that to the wayside.
I understand what you're saying, and what we were trying to do, last year we talked about rebuilding some equipment. We tried to give you some options. If you feel more comfortable, there is adequate money in the budget to replace 7 patrol vehicles and not rebuild them. If you want to do that, I think that the police department would be happy, and I think that would be a reasonable thing if that's your direction.
You have the money.
The money would be there to be able to fund 7 new vehicles, and we would just go ahead and order 7 instead of 5.
I like that idea. That's in the budget also.
Yeah, that's correct.
But what about, can we not rebuild a car for other, not the police? I was thinking about that also. When you're out here chasing somebody, and going 100 miles an hour, you want that car to work.
Yes.
Well, what about a service vehicle though? Can we not work on them?
Yeah, we can still try the experiment if you want to take one of those vehicles and estimate is $6,000 and use it for a staff function, administrative function, and see if that's viable. We would do that out of existing resources if that's what you want to do, to see how well it works. But I think you've got a valid concern. If you get high-speed chase, we want to make sure that the vehicle is in better shape than it might be.
But anyway, I think the 7 cars, I agree with that.
So
I agree.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's give them 7 cars.
okay, so that doesn't take any change to the dollars in the budget. It's just a philosophical change that we will purchase 7 and not rebuild for patrol vehicles.
Well, they were getting that anyway, right?
Well, I had proposed to replace at least 5, take the money for the other 2, and if the experiment worked out, we would rebuild some instead of buying 2 new ones. We'll just buy 7 new ones if that's your direction.
That's good.
Same dollar.
Also, it is same dollars. I was going to ask, I was looking at some police cars, and some of them do need painting because of rust problems and what have you. And I thought maybe if we didn't do the refurbishing, we could take those dollars and put it into repainting some of them. What would that work, or is that something that...
I can go back and ask the police department and garage to assess whether they feel it's better to replace 7 or to replace, for example, 6 and do some refurbishing.
Oh, I wouldn't want to take one.
No, let's don't take them out. They need them. Those
Well,
cars.
let's replace the 7. Let's do an assessment of the rest of the fleet and find out what it might take to do basic maintenance.
Great idea.
And then we'll see what we can do for
Great
you.
idea.
That's good, Bob.
Hang in there.